NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Tour Championship. They're here today at the East Lake Golf Club for the final chapter of the FedEx Cup playoffs and the final round of the Tour Championship. Today, we will crown our next FedEx Cup champion. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, so happy to be here once again to call the action from Atlanta.
What a great shot.
Good contact, good result. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, what's the player facing here at the first on this approach shot?
Uphill, just have to adjust a little bit for the yardage, Rich, and also that pitch of the green.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. And getting ready for the putt. Well, at last, a birdie. Tour Championship at East Lake. We're in the final round. And this golf course, Frank, features some really challenging par threes, beginning with the second.
You're absolutely right, Rich. Because this isn't a flat shot, you're having to adjust for the elevation, which is slightly downhill. Also, a little check up by the trees there in case there's a little gust of wind. Very deceptive par three.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
This one has a good line. And with that birdie, into the top 25 on the leaderboard. Now to the third hole, a par 4 here at East Lake, the final round of the Tour Championship. And Frank, when you look at the scorecard, it reads only 390 yards, so a player might be licking his chops. Where's the danger, though?
Really, you have to look at the hole backwards and find out where the flag is. There's a definitive top tier here, and when that flag's there, you really want a full shot coming in. Plus, this green has a lot of pitch from back to front. The hole does play uphill, so it might be a little more than its 390 yards, but it's very much about the second shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Oh, good roll, good putt.
Final round of the Tour Championship at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia, brings us to the fourth hole. Frank, what are the players facing here?
This is the toughest tee shot they faced so far, Rich, after this sort of soft opening start. This is one where you've got to thread the needle off the tee. You can do that, then the hole sets up nicely, even though it's a fairly long par 4.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Getting set now for the approach at the fourth, and what should the player be looking at?
Well, just the green up ahead, Rich. This is so severe in the undulations and fast. You don't want to leave the ball left or past the flag. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, I didn't expect that. An ill-timed double bogey for him, but he has to make it first. Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Now the fifth hole here at the Tour Championship, and a challenging par 4 here. It is 520 yards long, and it rewards precision off the tee. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, one of the things you really like about the FedEx Cup playoffs, the way the top players are grouped each and every round. You get 1, 2, 3 on the list, so you have a lot of star power going out every day. He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. This is really one of the most scenic holes on tour all year long, and a fitting spot for the season finale, the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. It's the 6th hole. It's over 200 yards, and there's plenty of blue water out there just to keep a player focused on the task at hand.
Hazard?
Maybe wet. In the thick stuff.
Thick. It's brutal out there.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. On to the 7th hole here at East Lake in the Tour Championship. Good tee shot right in the short grass. Frank, what's the right way to get at this hole location here at the par 4 7th?
If anything, you have to go with a higher, softer landing shot. This green might look like it's perched up, but there's a lot of undulation, so you don't want that ball to move too much when it lands.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So a tester from 4 feet. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Now at the 8th hole here at East Lake, home to the Tour Championship. We're playing the final round. There's a lot at stake. The $10 million bonus, winner of the FedEx Cup. Frank, a real good chance to make a birdie here.
Yeah, once again, Rich, this is just a positional hole off the tee, just a fairway wood, maybe even an iron. The hole's not overly long. You're going to be left with a short iron, perhaps even a sand iron into this green. This is such a wide green, so every flag placement almost has its own identity on this green. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
He'll need to be strong with this. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. These putts keep the round together. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Finishing out the front nine here at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia. Tour Championship with the FedEx Cup on the line, all that pressure. And finally, we get to the first par 5 of the day. It is 600 yards on the button.
Doesn't quite play that long, and the reason why is that downslope on the tee shot. If you get a nice draw off the tee, that ball can bound down there, and you can certainly reach this hole even though it's 600 yards. That's if you had a good tee shot. You stray a little, then you worry about the lake with the layup. Do you lay up short, or do you even try and risk carrying it?
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Makes the putt for a birdie. Tour Championship continuing from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta. It is the final round. it's the last chance to grab that $10 million bonus to the winner of the FedEx Cup. Rich Loader alongside Frank Nobilo, and just a gorgeous day, Frank, as we get set to play this back nine.
And what a way to start, too. Converted par four. The first set of bunkers, the three there on the left side, they're not really in play. The longer hitters worry about that next set of bunkers, the one with two there on the left side. A tee shot around that area would be absolutely perfect because that's the shape of the shot that you need into that green that angles in that direction.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. Just 5 feet left.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Final round of the Tour Championship continuing from Eastlake Golf Club. The FedEx Cup prize is up for grabs. $10 million. That is the richest prize in the sport. And here we are at the par 3 11th hole, Frank.
Yeah, holes like this look simple, but really this is a great shot-making hole. Flags on the front, you want to hit them there nice and high. Flags in the back, you want to hit them there a little low. Pin on the right, you want a little cut. Pin on the left, hit a little draw. Sounds easy? It's not.
Nothing wrong with that one. Only about 15 feet away and a chance for birdie. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Not his best stuff right there. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. We're in the early stages of the back nine here of the final round of the Tour Championship and the push for the FedEx Cup title. Frank, it's another short par 4, just 391 yards at the 12th.
You can see why guys like Hal Sutton, Bill Haas, and Jim Furyk have won around here in the Tour Championship. There's just a series of par 4s at around 400 yards, like this golf hole, that really, they just require you to put the ball in the middle of the fairway. Another example of where you're going to get a short iron in your hand, and if you get the right club, you will get a birdie opportunity.
Good-looking shot right here. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. Here at East Lake in the Tour Championship, and another good par 4. The 13th is 476 yards, and once again a classic Donald Ross green sloping from back to front. And really, that makes positioning so critical. Need to get the ball in play off the tee here, have a chance to put the ball in the right spot, and then maybe you have a go at 3. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Now, what's the key here on this approach shot at the 13th, Frank?
You can see why high, soft landing shots really are the go-to here at East Lake. Great example here at 13. Off an uphill lie, nice, high, soft landing second shot will certainly get well rewarded.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. And he makes it for par. Final round of the Tour Championship brings us to the 14th hole. It's a 442-yard par 4. And Frank, you could face a challenge here off the tee with sort of a side hill lie. And then when you get to that green as well, another one of those greens sloping back to front. So position, it would appear, is really the key here.
Yeah, it's one of those holes, too. You never feel like you've got the right club in your hand. You try and hit an iron down there, it goes in the rough. You're left with a lengthy second shot. Then you try and hit driver. If that hangs up in the left rough, well, it's no shot coming over that front left bunker. Somehow, you've got to try and find a shot that'll go on the fairway. Be careful, too, of that right side of the green. You'll notice the green angles to the left. So that right side finishes very, very quickly.
That will be a great look at birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. He got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just a little tap in here. Good putt. There are just 2 par 5s here at the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. This is the second and last of the 5 pars. The 15th, it is only 525 yards. And if you walk away with par here, you will likely have dropped the shot to the field. This is a chance to make birdie or eagle. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living. Well, Rich, if there's something to be taken out of this tournament, then it's that right there. Eagle. They've been hard to come by.
Maybe you can build on that. Players now arriving at the 16th hole, 481-yard par 4, and Frank, the pressure is really starting to mount here in the final round of the Tour Championship.
Oh, you can smell that $10 million right now. You can also see that fairway shrinking. Notice the look of those 4 bunkers down the left. The fairway gets narrower and narrower the further you go down. You can try and fly past them, but this is going to be another one where the tee shot's downhill and the second shot.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Down to the wire here at the Tour Championship at East Lake Golf Club. Now set to play the par 4 17th at 455 yards. Coming down the home stretch here at the 17th, set up well for a chance to go after this flagstick. Frank, now one of the most important shots of the round, the second here at the 17th at East Lake.
It's amazing what a second shot in the middle of the green will do, especially in this sort of a situation, Rich. You can putt to all the corners of this green.
Headed for the bunker? That one is in the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, here we are, the final hole of the final round of the final event of the FedEx Cup season.
Yeah, this is it. They give you a little bit of a reprieve. You wouldn't think you could do too much damage on this. But if you have to make 3 to win, and that's to win everything, there's much easier holes to play than this.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a gap.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
He has this attempt for par. Maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. So they'll tap in. Frank, it's been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Yeah, it's not exactly a small gap between that player there and the rest of the field. That gap's got to feel like the Grand Canyon right now.